Is your body performing at its best state of health? If the answer is no, or maybe if you are unsure, the problem might be in your back. Joining me now to talk about their office in Southwest Florida is Dr. Drew Montez Clark and also Kanima Clark with baby Kayla as well. Great to have you all back here with Arc of Life Family Spinal Care. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
I was saying I think Kayla has grown a little bit since we saw her just a week ago. But she's up and she's looking good. You guys have a family practice here, which I think is really important, and I think it really sets you apart from a lot of the other offices out there. Kind of give us the background on who you guys are.
Well, ultimately, we are part of the community. We are a family, so we enjoy seeing families in the office. We kind of want to provide an environment that produces generational health. You know, health for the kids all the way up to the grandparents. So we enjoy seeing generations.
I think that's a good point too. I remember going to my doctor growing up, and it was his dad and his brother, and I went in there, and you don't really feel like you're another number because you're able to build that relationship you know, throughout your life. So I think that that's really important. So, Dr. Drew, we're going to talk about the healthcare system today. Do you think that it's broken?
Well, I don't think the healthcare system is broken. Ultimately, I think we need to maybe change the way we're approaching it. Kind of learn how to navigate the system a little bit better, but not broken whatsoever.
Okay. So, as far as our approach, I mean, what should we be doing differently?
Well, we have to start with kind of our health objective. How do we define health? And ultimately, if we ask people about that question, the number one answer we get is feeling. If I feel good, I must be healthy. If I feel bad, I must be unhealthy. And that could be the furthest thing from the truth.
That's not necessarily the case all the time. Dr. Kanima, what would you say is the definition of health?
Well, the definition of health, well, as the World Health Organization has it, that would be our current definition of health. We would say more or less it's not about feeling, that it's about function. So if you're functioning well, then you ultimately will start feeling well. And also that's also indication of your healing well as well. So that would be our foundation. How well are you functioning?
It's a good question to ask yourself, because I think, you know, like you said, it's not always the case, or maybe you feeling symptoms and you kind of assume the wrong thing. So I think it's good to keep up with your overall health. Why would you say that it's important to keep up with your overall health?
Well, ultimately, going back to the health question, we started with a definition of health. The next thing is, if our definition of health is all based on feeling, then our health objective is now all wrong. Because now our health objective, the reason why we make all of our healthcare decisions, are now based on how we feel instead of how we're functioning. And if you skip over function and go to feeling, the only way to do that is artificially from the outside in. If you function well, as my wife said, you're going to heal well, and then ultimately you're going to feel well, but for the right reasons. It's because you truly are better. You are well from that perspective.
Well, and it's hard to operate when you're not feeling well. And I think overall, I mean, aren't you able to extend your life if you're really paying attention to this process and the way that you feel?
Absolutely. That's one of the slogans that we have in the office, is adding life to your years. Literally. When we live longer, I mean, you want to have a good quality of life, not just exist, so to speak. And keeping your body functioning at its optimal level gives you the best opportunity to do that. So health becomes your number one asset.
How can Arc of Life help us with this?
Well, first off, by trying to present an approach. And when we talk about an approach to healthcare, the one place we want to start is with the one system that controls and regulates everything in the body, and that's the nerve system. Make sure your nerve system is functioning optimally. That builds a strong foundation, a strong base that you can now build on for later on in life.
And Dr. Kanima, what's the first step, you know, if we want to come in and meet you guys and talk to you guys? I know that you have a dinner with the doctors kind of coming up, and to me this is a great way. Like I said, you never want to feel like you're another number, and I think that happens in a lot of cases, but you guys are offering a formal setting to really just get to know you, to get to know your family. Tell
Absolutely. It just gives people a time to opportunity to interview us, as well as we're interviewing them, to make sure they're a candidate for care, and also just to hear the information. We want to make sure that there are no barriers for people to come in and just talk with us, meet with us, and see if this is the right fit for them.
Call the office, Arc of Life Family Spinal Care, to receive an invitation for the free community dinner. Like they just stressed, you know, I think family is such a huge part of it, and you know,
Absolutely.
you guys being here with me, I can see that. I can see that you're passionate about it. But you also have a special offer that you would like to extend to our morning viewers as well. If you mention the Morning Blend, you can receive a complimentary consultation to see if you are a candidate for upper cervical care. So speaking to the cervical care too, why is that important to look at?
Well, if we think about it, we learned in grade school the brain controls everything in our body. And it does so by communicating through the nerves to each cell, every tissue, and every organ in the body. So there's about 70 trillion nerve fibers that pass through this one point. There are no imaginary wires that come out of our ears and kind of connect to our toes.
Yeah.
Everything has to pass through this one junction. So if there's a problem here, you can see how that could impact your overall health altogether.
Well, I'm just thankful that there are experts like you in order to, you know, help us live a longer life and take care of our overall health, and also to just remind us why it's important to be healthy.
Absolutely.
So thank you both so much for being here again.
Thank you.
Don't forget to take advantage of your special offer by mentioning the Morning Blend. Thank you both so much. We look forward to having you back next time.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Kayla again did a great job.